Hi everyone, this is Fangzhou. Today I'm going to present the design project about marine conservation education, and here's the content page. According to SDG 14, people need to protect and sustainably use the ocean, take action to restore the biodiversity, and to achieve healthy and productive oceans. As we all know, reef ecosystems are rapidly declining worldwide. Shellfish reef, as Australia's most endangered marine ecosystem, have very important social and economic benefits. Shellfish reef filter nature water and improve water quality and provide a nature defense for coastlines. At the same time, the loss of shellfish reef disrupts the ecological chain and reduces the number of fish species. It is even more important to protect endangered ecosystems such as shellfish reef through educating the public. Here's my design brief. To provide an educational platform to improve and raise awarenesses of the conservation and sustainable development instruction of shellfish reef ecosystem in Australia's coastal cities. This design aims to regulate and educate the public on ocean conservation while conveying the idea of sustainable ocean development to the next generation. I choose Georges Bay in Tasmania as the location of my design practice. Georges Bay has the only healthy flat oyster ecosystem in Australia, and through the secondary research, I found that Georges Bay has a very long coastline, and the government supports the conservation of biodiversity and the development of tourism. Local schools are actively developing sustainable education. And for the stakeholder, I use stakeholder diagram to help me distinguish between direct and indirect stakeholders and end users. I researched my target users through an online survey to investigate their knowledge about the marine ecosystem and their preferences for activities. I found 4 precedents as reference to enable me to better complete my design. The first is an educational campaign center for students in Peru, and the second is an interactive marine exhibition in Singapore. The other 2 are both online app design. Coral Planet motivated the users to ocean conservation through gaming experiences, and the Ant Forests linking rewards with user low carbon behavior. Based on the previous user survey and precedents, I drew up the persona for the design project and using the Fox behavior model to demonstrate their target behavior after participating in my design practice. For my design concept, I developed 2 different directions for educating the public and promoting sustainably to protect the ocean. The first is through the combination of online games and offline oyster planting devices, which encourage the public, especially children, to take part in actions to protect the ocean, while the offline equipment restores the shellfish eco chain and conserves the coastal ecosystems. The second direction is the design an offline marine conservation education campaign to increase relevant knowledge through offline publicity and education. I use the quadrant bottom line conceptual framework to analyze my design in environment, economic, social, and cultural, and use the theoretical framework of 3 different directions. I especially use the game-based learning theory and human-centered design in this educational project. The first design direction is an educational app for marine conservation. Users can unlock different achievements by performing various actions to protect the ocean, and can virtually plant oysters in the app through virtual reality technology. Through the sitemap, I divided the app into 4 functions. I refined the user's behavior of participating in campaigns and discussions, attending quizzes, and browsing their credits and rewards. First, I made the user interface prototype in form of cardboard. Through peer testing, I found that the quiz module could be uninteresting to users, so I decided to add more fun to the quiz. And the second prototype is a simplified user interface. Suggestion was to have a more consistent screen style. And the third prototype is the storyboard shows the main function of the learning app. The fourth prototype was the testing AR effect of the app. I used a simple plastic plate model to create the AR effect. An AR effect animation is a unique form that can increase users' interest. The fifth prototype is the clay prototype of oyster planting devices. It uses marine-friendly materials so that oyster planting can be more sustainable. Also, mobile users can visit through AR function. And my second design direction is an educational campaign that aims to raise public awarenesses of marine conservation through offline educational activities. And the concept sketches shows the 4 activities in the campaign. The first prototype is the storyboard of the campaign, and user testing suggested that to add more playful activities to let everyone join in. And the second prototype is the clay prototype of IP brand for the campaign, and user testing suggested to add more movements and emotions to build relations with children. As conclusion, I think can combine the online and offline ideas and use more recyclable materials as the design media. And in the subsequent design, we will pay more attention to human-centered design and humanistic care in the education project. And here's my reference list. Thank you for your listening.